morning, sweet loves. As you can see, I'm looking very ratchet. But I want to speak with you briefly about the importance of self-care and mental health. In the midst of this COVID crisis, Corona, serious pandemic, we're seeing a upsurge of domestic violence and suicide numbers. With that said, I have a great concern and would like to just give you some self-care tips that prayerfully you'll acknowledge and help you to navigate these critical times we're in. We're dealing with racial tension, economic disparities in the African American community, and we're also dealing with the questionable political things going on. And so this really causes anxiety, especially when you're dealing with job loss. A lot of people are on furlough. Individuals that are essential workers are not being acknowledged by being paid COVID pay, a hazard pay, and downright feeling unappreciated. And I just want to encourage individuals who are hanging on, who are not experiencing any appreciation, reception of incentives in the workplace, and even sometimes you can be in relationships where it appears you're unappreciated and you give out a lot, but in turn receive very little. These individuals that I'm talking about are most often those who serve, and even though they sow, they see very little return from the places that they've sown to. So, in keeping with my initial premise, which was to give attention to the issue with mental health and self-care during this crisis, number one, I want to encourage you to when you're going to bed at night, let's not look at it as in preparation in the morning to make plans. I want you to, number one, begin at night preparing for the next day. Give yourself some time every evening to just relax your mind and get in a headspace where maybe you will be able to rest properly upon laying down. You want to start sometime, maybe an hour or so before going to bed, decreasing your screen time. During that time where you're just decreasing your screen time, whether that's computer or your communication device as well as television, take out you a pen and pad and begin to write down the things that you may need to do tomorrow. Also, during this time, you may want to put your pair of shoes that you're going to wear the next day underneath your bed, right there to the bedside. And also, go ahead and pick you an outfit. Maybe put out 2 outfits. And in putting out 2 outfits, this gives you an opportunity to have a choice. And ladies, go ahead and put your accessories with it. Grab your earrings and your bracelets, and just prepare for the next day. You may want to sip on your a spot of warm tea. Chamomile would be perfect, or something with kava that helps relax your nerves would be very good. Also, you can put on you some lavender essential oils. You may put just a little bit that's mixed with olive oil behind your ears, and also put it in your oil diffuser, and just prepare to relax and be intentional about caring for yourself. Oftentimes as parents, when we have little ones, we have a routine that we do when we're preparing them for bed. We are because they're accustomed to a routine, and it assists them in the relaxation process. Let's give ourselves a routine for our own mental and physical health. Because sweetness, if you do not see about you, no one else is going to do it. And the truth of the matter is, you can kill yourself for people, and they'll weep over you at the funeral. And the following days, they'll be looking for another good person to kill too. So I'm talking to you about living. So that's a bit for when you're in preparation for the day that's ahead of you. Start the night before. Write down the things that need to be done the day after the next day. And this will help you clear your mind of all the things that you need to do on the day coming. Also, another thing you can consider are projects that you did not complete in that day. And kind of write down if you maybe need to ask yourself, do you need to relinquish some of the responsibilities to another, or just ask for help? A lot of times, type A personalities that serves kind of like myself find it hard to delegate. So you may need to delegate some tasks so that projects are completed in a timely fashion and to your liking. Now, I'm not saying to micromanage, but think about those things that you were not able to complete the evening before, that evening, that day, and think about considering if you need to allow another individual to come on board in assisting. So that's about the night before. When we're going to lie down, I think when you get in bed, make sure prior to going to bed, if anything, make sure that your face is washed, your teeth are brushed, and floss, and wash your feet. When your feet are clean, it allows you to rest better. In the process of going to lay down, just lie down and have some moments where you're being grateful for the just think about the beauty of the day, even though you may have had some issues to arise that made the day difficult. So have that season of gratefulness. Some people use this time to meditate. You may want to grab you some scripture, inspirational song, and just meditate. And you'll find yourself, before you know it, resting. Have your house cool, because statistics show that if you have your home cool, you rest better. If your feet are clean and cool, the rest is going to be so much better. And if you have a spouse or someone else that has a problem, where y'all fighting over the thermostat, because the statistics show that we rest better when it is cool, that individual needs to go ahead on and put on a little extra to consider you. And I want you to be okay with telling that individual that the temperature is going to stay where it's at. Ladies, you might be menopausal, hormonal period, and oftentimes because of that, we're flashing, we're having hot flashes, and we need it to be cool. So that also says that we're not going to be passive, but that we're going to speak up and make our needs known. I found that with me,